Right now I'm not at my house. I'm at Glenna's house. Is the owner of this property. I've spoke to her before about my neighbor yelling at me. My neighbor's actually a couple houses down, but he yells so loudly that I'm sure that it's being picked up on this tape right now. I'm here at Glenna's house to try to make an effort to get some assistance regarding my neighbor's constant harassment, insults, curses, racist slurs towards me, and the fact that he barbarically murders cats in this neighborhood. The sheriff and animal control cover it up, and he faces no consequences of his actions. People in this neighborhood can clearly do whatever they want to whoever they want, as long as they're Mexicans doing it. And the white flesh gringo will be the one held responsible for any of their many offenses, and especially if they raise a complaint about it. This is a neighborhood, essentially filled with human smuggling drug dealers. And, gringo is a threat to that. About the only thing I could be is married with a Mexican family. And, even then, that doesn't. You can hear him. I'm gonna walk back to the house. So he's, back in his house, but I'm standing in my front yard now. It's my back porch. And I'm looking for assistance. God knows I can't call upon his relatives that chain migrated him here, that work for sheriff and animal control. If he's even officially chain migrated or just illegal living under an alias in that house. Just walking along. Maybe I'm not knocking hard enough, I don't know. Let me give it another try. Hey, Glenna.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm okay, and you?
Having problems of the same nature as I've previously discussed with you.
I don't remember. The next door neighbor.
Jesus, yes.
Yeah, he's
And his
an
wife.
asshole.
Yes. Yeah, it seems as, I've gotten a restraining order on him. And, for 3 years he's been yelling at me regularly.
Yeah, I know. I can hear him.
And I'm just inside my house. And, I try to, document him yelling at me as much as I can. And, he's trying to put on some charade as if I'm doing something to him. And, if anything, I'm in my house and he's yelling at me simply because I stepped in my backyard or because I turned on the light in the kitchen. And
Well, isn't there something that the police can do?
they've been out so many times, because the other thing he's trying to do is he's trying to make false police reports on me.
That's okay. He'll get in trouble for that.
And, well, one would hope that's how it works out. But, the sheriffs, they come out, they want to pester me. I have to, sit here and, record him yelling at the wall of my house. And, I'm sitting here trying to document it and put all these recordings forth. And they do little to nothing to him. And he continues to do what he does. And it just seems, it just seems as they don't care. They won't do anything to him.
Well, they won't do nothing till he does something stupid like try to hurt you. They won't do nothing.
Well, what he does continue to do is kill animals.
I know that.
I have a cat with a broken leg in my house right now.
And he probably did it.
And I know he did it. And, they brag about doing it. And
yeah, I don't like him.
I mean, he shows the dead bodies like trophies. And, he's very proud of himself in his behavior and his violence towards animals.
Well, he's going to get it, honey. Somebody will get him. Mark my word, they always do, honey. People like that get got. And
I wish I believed in a divine justice of a benevolent God like that, but I don't.
Well, you don't believe in God. I do.
Well, I wouldn't say that I don't believe in God. I just don't believe that, there's some heroic Godhead figure that rights all the wrongs of humanity much.
There's no God that's going to
The world is far too messed up to believe in something like that. But
well, I just
anyhow,
believe in God.
I believe in God.
To me.
But I don't believe God is going to handle my problems. I believe that I need to take actions
Don't do nothing stupid, honey.
I'm not saying I'm going to do anything stupid. I'm just saying that, for example, I'm coming here to talk to you about it. That's me taking an action. I'm not, trying to do anything stupid. But here's my problem. It's not just this guy yelling at me. And you know what? I've heard people come over to that house and ask about me, and they're like, "Oh, he never goes anywhere." And they're upset. They're obsessed about me, and they're constantly plotting on me. They're always trying to figure out if I'm there or not. And
well, don't ever let them know whether you're there or not.
I partly do that, except potentially I gotta go cook something in the kitchen or something.
Yeah,
but
I don't like that man. He comes down to my house all the time wanting stuff.
Yeah, what's he want from you?
Oh, screws and things for his washing machine. I told him to go to the store and fucking buy it. I don't have it here at my house to give to you.
So, I've reported the animal death stuff to the sheriff.
You have?
And the sheriff simply told me that they're wild animals and they can do what they want. So I reported it to the animal control when I've got this cat with a broken leg. Now, I've had a lot of cats disappear and go missing. you know, a lot of the time they just successfully kill them and I never see the cats again, you know?
Yeah, that sounds like a Zeus.
Yeah, I've had a dozen cats, you know, that were killed, and then like they had some kittens and you know they were killed. Like literally in the 3 years I've been here, I mean when I first got here I had like 12 water cats and you know a few Turkish Angoras, and they're all dead. Now there's some other cats that run around here besides those ones, and they've came and gone too.
Yeah.
You know, and like
There's tons of cats over here also.
yeah. I mean, there's only like 2 that still hang around my house, but every now and then I see like some that, you know, come from time to time. But the cats, they come and go, and like when I don't see them for like a year or more, I just assume that they're dead.
Yeah.
The ones that I had seen, because you know I'll end up finding, this is a second cat that I've found with the broken leg, and you know, I've seen cats limping before. I've seen them with head injuries before.
They probably crossed his path.
Yeah, they crossed his path, and you know, his old lady with her Louisville Slugger took a whack at him, or he's out there with his pitchfork, either or, and you know, like they'll put out little tunas and stuff, and you know, sardines.
Trap the cats.
But they're not even trying to trap them. If they were trying to trap the cats, I'd be like, okay, well, you know, he's trapping the cats and he's going to try to turn them into animal control, but they're not about that sort of thing. The animal control out here is lazy and they don't care.
They don't do nothing.
No, they want them to run around like savage animals, slaughtering cats like, you know, what the hell is this?
Having problems with that guy next door.
It's, you know, who devotes so much of their energy towards chasing animals around and smashing them?
I know.
And, you know, I'm like, I can't believe it. And animal control, I called them, and all they wanted to do was make me responsible for his violence and financially responsible for taking it to the hospital. And I keep trying to call PETA over this fact because, you know...
What does PETA say?
Well, PETA had animal control come out here, and... because of PETA, I worked with animal control to capture some of the cats, and then I had them spayed and neutered, and I let them release them back here. I did a capture, release, spay, and neuter thing, but all those cats that I had spayed and neutered are now also dead.
Also dead.
They're also dead. I mean, it doesn't really matter that I'm spaying and neutering them and making an effort to, you know, like... stop breeding and things like that.
His, honey.
But you know, they just don't care, and not only do I know it's them, but I know that the children, you know, they like to come up this way and play, and they'll ride their bike over here at my house, and like they'll have their like necks broken, like staring at my house and stuff. And I caught them running through my yard one day, and Jesus' story of that was that I was in some conspiracy with the children to kill his chickens, which, you know, I did get rid of his chickens by calling the health department. You know, that's...
I knew they disappeared, I just didn't know where they went.
Yeah, I had the health department...
They were always down here shitting in my yard.
Well...
I'm not sorry for them being gone.
In order to have chickens like that, you need to have like a ranch property over there.
Yeah.
You don't live in a trailer and have chickens run around insane. That's a health code violation. I figured it out, and I had the chickens done away with. So
Well,
that's...
you did a good job.
That's why there are no more chickens running around here.
I knew something happened to them. I didn't know why.
That's what happened.
I thought the kids had killed them all.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the kids were doing that, and, you know, I saw some of the neighbors over there, they had chickens in cages and stuff, like, you know, everyone was kind of grabbing the chickens and eating them sort of thing. I mean, like, chicken is not that expensive to go to the store and buy it. And, you know, when you go to the store and buy a chicken, you bought a chicken that was farmed and produced for eating. You didn't.
USD grade A.
Yeah, it was cleared by the health department for human consumption, much less like, you know, just, you know, me going out here and grabbing any kind of animal off the ground and eating it. Like, that's one of the biggest reason human disease exists, is because, you know, people eat things that
Haven't been cleared.
Yeah, you know, that's why we have the health food department. But
thank God.
Exactly, you know, and I personally won't eat anything that hasn't been held to a certain standard to be consumed by human beings.
Well, honey, you're freezing me to death.
I'm sorry. The biggest thing I was going to ask was, since I can't get anywhere with animal control or the sheriff, I'm trying to get this cat a ride to, there's this 24/7 animal clinic in Chandler that takes animals. I have to fill out a paperwork for a stray cat that's been wounded to turn into them. And,
then they'll do something.
Well, they'll treat it for its leg injury, and either they'll neuter it, find it a home, or they'll terminate its life.
Probably terminate its life. That's usually what gets done.
Potentially, but you know, that's why I'm kind of taking it to this place. I mean, they might do that, or they might, you know, home it. I don't know.
Well, I see all sorts of things on television where they home cats that are stray and find new homes for them.
You know, I've seen like that on the news with the Humane Society. They'll have their stories sometimes. Oh, we got this cat, you know, it was beat up, it was messed up, it was doing bad, or the dog or whatever. And
most of the time they exterminate them.
Yeah.
That's what happens to most of the cats.
Well, maybe they're just putting that news story on for publicity, so you can wishfully, hopefully think that they're doing more than that. But, you know,
that don't happen very often.
Yeah, those miracles that they, you know, do for the wounded, sick animals, like.
Yeah, most of the time they exterminate them.
Well,
they don't have no choice, honey. They got too many cats as it is anyway.
Yeah.
Have you been to the pound lately?
I haven't. This is a good cat, though. I mean, it's been there for 2 years since it was born. And, you know, it's like, looks straight water cat in features. That's what they are. They're water cats. But, it's been taming. I mean, it used to be wild as fuck when it was first born. Like, it was vicious. It would claw you up. And the problem is they get tame and domesticated after a while. Even after they're like living out here feral, like they'll start becoming like used to people enough to where, like, you know, maybe you could like give this.
My cats catch rats all the time.
Yeah. You got some cats in there?
Next door.
Oh. They catch your rats?
Yeah.
I mean, do you still put out food and stuff for them? No? Am I the only one doing that?
Yeah.
I'm like starving because I'm doing that.
Well, don't do it. Feed yourself first, honey.
I haven't eaten in 10 days. 11 days. And I'm starving, looking for something to eat. But I don't know. Would you be able to help me take a cat to the hospital?
No, honey.
No.
Papa's sick.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find, is a ride for this cat to the hospital. And, you know, I am kind of at a loss being all the way out here in the middle of nowhere and being able to get that. I don't know, maybe you can ask around for a ride?
No, honey, you ask around. I'm not asking
I have
for
been,
nobody.
and nobody wanted to do anything but party and get drunk, and
Yeah, I know that's what they do.
I
out
mean,
here.
besides you, like the only people that I have to ask are, people that don't care, that, probably want to help kill the cats. Like, most people don't care. You seem to be like one of the few people around here that might give a fuck about any of the fucked up shit going on around here. So,
There's a lot of fucked up shit going on around here. There's lots of partying.
yeah.
I don't party.
Right. Well, I mean, I wish I was partying, but like I'm not going to host any, thing that looks like a concert event out in front of,
The next
your
door
house.
neighbors did
Like,
the night before last.
oh, I've seen them do that a few times here. Usually I'm, being woken up at like 2 in the morning or something. And, it'll be like 6 in the morning before the time they stop. They start the party at the time the bar closes, and then, there'll be 100 cars on the street, and then, then they'll all take off.
The other next door neighbor with the 100 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the next one, but the next door.
The one that puts out like the sound equipment for like a concert stage, and does all that in his backyard. Yeah.
Listen, honey, you're freezing me to death. Go your butt home and get inside the house where it's warm.
Okay, I'll try to do that.